Learning from your mistakes is important. Learning from other people's mistakes is more important. How are you?
I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't know what you and everyone else were thinking. Here's my idea of what people was going to think when I left YouTube. Mostly happy, and then just be like, oh yeah, the toxic Sarnai 3 is gone, and they're going to move on with something new. You know, new drama, new trendy drama, all that stuff. But personally, I'm doing fantastic. I've been doing great ever since.
That's good to hear.
So,
thank you.
I wanted to speak to you for quite a while after the Dumbsville video, because I feel like when I did my video, it seems that like I'm only getting one side of the story, and the time that I do want, before I wanted to do the Dumbsville interview, I wanted to speak to you, but then you know, I couldn't contact you anymore because I had been removed from your friends list.
Yeah, as I told you, it was because, you know, the last time, you know, we tried to interview you the last time, it didn't go so well, and the way you responded to me, I just felt like, oh great, another person against me. So I was like, okay, bye. It was like that.
I know. I deeply apologize for that, because usually I do have this tendency to not provoke people intentionally, but use wording that may seem provoking. And I usually don't attend to do so, because I usually make my guests very comfortable. However, during the time that I did message you, I thought that you knew that I was doing a Dumbsville interview. But it turns out when I look back to the messages to figure out what that I did wrong, turns out I never told you. I never told you about the Dumbsville interview.
Yeah, that's what I felt like you were unfair. Like, as in, like, oh, you're giving Dumbsville a chance to speak, for him speak out, but not me. That's how I felt. And I did agree with you. Yes, the interview didn't sound so good because I was very upset most of the time.
Yes. And
I understood completely you didn't want to upload it, and I even said to you, yeah, it's a good idea. However, I felt like you were like, oh, but I'm going to do Dumbsville instead, and you just leave Sarnai 3 out. Like that. That's how I felt. That's why I was more upset about it.
Yes, and I can understand that, because usually that's my fault to begin with. It kind of sucks for me, like, once I realized it, I had, like, this great guilt on behind my back, and I'm trying to make it up by trying to get into contact with you, but then, you know, like, the last thing I wrote to you is if you ever want to redo the interview, I am more happy to do so, because now that I did it, that by purpose, and I didn't know, it kind of made me biased.
Bias, like how? What do you mean exactly by bias?
Well, it kind of made me feel biased because it puts favor on Dumbsville and not you.
Yes, exactly how I felt. That's why I didn't want to do it. I felt like, why? Are you gonna just say I'm this and that like everyone else say? That's exactly why I didn't want to do it. Because I felt like you were biased. This is exactly why I didn't want to do it again.
That's the thing, though. Like, it made me feel biased to, like, not favor yours too. And so, like, once I uploaded the Dumbsville interview and I decided not to do yours, it kind of feels a bit biased for doing that. But of course, I only did it just to not make you look bad, you know? But of course, I could have done something more better than that, and that's what I did. But my wording kind of did that for me, and I wish it didn't.
Yeah, like I had a friend who told me that you were trying to help me. Like, I didn't watch the Dumbsville video because I felt, again, you know, the whole bias thing and favorite thing, like you said. A lot of times I haven't watched any of the videos regarding me because most of the time they're not true. Like, maybe like 20% or 10% are true, but the rest are lies. And I don't want to listen to lies, so I haven't been listening to your interview with Dumbsville. So someone told me that you were actually trying to defend me. Not like blind to defend me or biased defend me, but like, you know, trying to, how should I put this? Like, ask Dumbsville legit, genuine question on my side. One of them was, that she told me, was, oh, what was it? Something about how would you feel if someone like Alduin would do a video on you? Something like that. The way she was speaking,
Well, how would you feel, Dumbsville, if Alduin would have scored on you?
Obviously, I would feel pretty bad, I think.
Yes, and the point is that it makes people feel uncomfortable. And in Sunny Night 3's case, it kind of provoked her.
Right. I don't disagree with you entirely. I do think that Alduin's video was mean-spirited, and Alduin knows this. I do think that was an issue with her video, but at the same time, I don't think that it should be. I don't think that it's really an unjustified thing, like you said. I think that one thing you have to keep in mind, though, once again, is that it was genuine anger.
Yes.
And also, Alduin's style. I know this myself. First of all, Alduin's inexperienced. That was one of her first. That was like, that's she's not she's no just a robot or anything. She's still learning the commentary community.
Wait, hold on. Is she known to be mean spirited?
I only know her from her Sonic 3 video, so I have no idea. Yeah, I would think so, but I could be wrong. Because
Jar is usually known for his commentary to, I guess, put a little bit of a dash of humiliation, but mostly mockery. But he does it in a way where it's entertaining and it doesn't really affect the other person. Sometimes. Not all the times, but sometimes.
That's all I got. I don't remember Dumbsville respond. I don't think she went that far. But that's all I got. So I was like, oh, maybe it wasn't like that. Maybe he didn't mean to be biased or whatever. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. And unlike what people say online, I'm open to, people explain themselves and say what really happened. But people think I don't do that. So how should I put this? If I knew this, I wouldn't be ignoring you so much. I wouldn't be like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this interview. No. Like if I knew this earlier, I'd be like, okay, sure, let's try again,
Well, I guess I can't blame you from that because usually, the thing is that you were taking information from an external source rather than the source itself. So I will explain most of the things in that interview. So basically, I did that interview to begin with is because a rumor has been going around about about you digging up false information, which I actually found out of more of that story, and apparently this person is connected to why Dumbsville was in an emotional state because pretty much we'll get into that once we get into that session because there is a lot to explain here.
Yeah, so, definitely. Sure.
AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Out your per diem, you just gotta hate them phone.
So in the beginning, let's just begin with the first question is tell me your origin story, such as like the beginning of your channel, like what made you to become a ranter.
Okay, to start with, I've had YouTube since 2006, around the time YouTube was new, so I didn't really make videos back then because I didn't know how to make videos, and I didn't have Windows Movie Maker, and I was more into DeviantArt back then. But based on personal stuff that happened, I left DeviantArt and started being more active on YouTube around 2012, and the ranting stuff, it was just an idea that came based on when I see a lot of Sonic fan-based rant videos, but they're not really saying anything about the things. They're basically not speaking my mind. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, sometimes you have people who say exactly how you feel and think. I didn't feel like that they did that in the Sonic fan-based rant. They were mostly saying, oh, Sonic fan-base sucks. So it kind of inspired me to make my own videos for fun to say what I think. And not just like, being biased or being angry, typical angry Sonic fan. It's more like trying to provide reasons and proofs of my statements and opinions. And that was back then when Amy and I were very close, and I was like, hey, let's do rant videos together. And we kind of did stuff like that for fun. And let me think, like our first rant videos were very poorly quality with voice and script. We were so new with that, but it wasn't something we did for me anyway. I didn't do it as in I didn't expect myself to gain something out of it. It was mostly for fun and trying to be original, trying to make new ideas, out on YouTube. And it was like, hey, if I'm gonna become famous, then okay, but it's not something I was expecting.
Ah, okay. So you just decided just to start your career as a YouTuber just by being a ranter because you thought that maybe you want to at least make a revolutionary step. And,
yeah.
And of course, that's what you did. Apparently, people used to call you now as the mother of the ranting community because you were one of the first.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know that until Jar said that, and I was like, wait, I'm that huge? I was very surprised because I knew I was famous for the Akai Dalia or Yoshi 1 rants, but how should I put this? But I didn't think it was that much of a huge impact on the Sonic community, ranting community, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. So in that way, I can understand why people think I'm this and that now, with the drama. But at the same time, it makes me very confused of a lot of things that I can elaborate either in the further, like when we go into next questions in the interview or after interview. I can elaborate more on what I mean.
Yeah, it's just that it's so weird that I don't know how this title has been implemented. I just heard it out of nowhere, and basically you were the mother of the ranting community, and I kind of see how that is because judging by the videos that you have done, they were really ancient, so they were one of the first. Of course, you're not the exact first because many more came before you, but you were one of the most influential ones.
Yeah, I know that. But I just didn't know it was this big until the drama. After Akai Dalia and Yoshi 1 rants, I felt like I become forgotten. Because people were doing their other, how should I put this? They were looking other YouTubers, and I didn't get as much attention I used to. So I thought it kind of died out. So when the drama occurred, it was like, wait. I feel like it kind of came out of nowhere,
Well, yeah, I can see that possibility because usually when you do a rant, it usually attracts the audience because that's what you're mostly known as.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but not just the rant. I was trying to do something other than rants, and I got a lot of less attention than that. So, and even if I did rants and stuff people liked, I felt like, people don't really care, or people don't really find me interesting anymore. So I thought, okay, I'm kind of forgotten.
Okay, I can understand that because usually sometimes that your audience will never stick around long enough to find out. But
exactly.
But of course, that's usually how life works, especially on YouTube, since, if their content creator does no longer want to do rants and they wanted to try something else for an experiment, then that's totally fine. You don't have to stick around.
Well, it wasn't that I stopped making rants. It was more me doing something else than just rants. I want to do other stuff than just rants. So, yeah.
Oh, so just like a side hobby.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to see people will like me for other things. And it wasn't really for them. It was more like, I want to do things for myself and see people like it. Like that.
Okay.
Right stroke, put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note.
Let's get started on, the whole mini rant series about it. The interesting mini rant series that you wanted to do to tell your perspective of the story of what happened during the first time of the drama.
Yeah.
So, in the first mini rant series, what inspired you to make it?
Let's see. This was after I apologized about the whole Melody Sugar Plum thing, and Dumbsville made a respond reaction out of it and all that stuff. A half year later, I was like, how should I put this in a way that doesn't sound bad? It was like, despite me doing what I did out of total sincerity, I know a lot of people don't believe me, but I'm speaking for myself, and I hope you believe me. But out of sincerity of apologizing for what I felt I did wrong, I kind of felt like how should I put? It's hard to explain. It was in a way, I felt like it wasn't the way it seemed like. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Like, it wasn't what it seemed like. You know, me so-called harassing Melody Sugar Plum or Valak, whatever, and for screaming, yada yada yada, all that stuff, and being called out of it, all that stuff, you know. And then I wanted to look up Melody Sugar Plum, it was just a thought, seeing what she's up to, and then I saw the things she did that was just confirming the things I said in my first original video regarding, you know, the whole silver fan base thing. And I wanted to do it, but I wasn't sure based on that I just apologized. And if I do it, it might be more drama, you know, coming back. I just fixed it like that. So I asked both Super Sprite and Minnie the Mini if I should do it. Super Sprite was all for it, but I wasn't sure myself. Then I asked Minnie the Mini. He said, yeah, you should do it. So they both encouraged me to do it. So okay. Yeah, Super Sprite always wanted to, he always agreed, maybe not always agreed, but he understood what I was saying. So therefore, he agreed with everything I did and said, or at least that's what I thought. And Minnie the Mini, he wanted to join in. Like, Minnie the Mini being the rant, at least Melody. Yeah, in Melody video wasn't anything I told him to do. He asked me to be in it, so I said okay. And Super Sprite, he always wanted to do it anyway, and so on. So that's how that made me do the Mini Rant series.
Okay, I understand. So you were inspired by Minnie the Mini and Super Sprite to do the Mini Rant series. So
I was encouraged more.
Yes. Okay. So usually the Mini Rant series is kind of quite confusing when I first started watching it. So what the idea that I got is that while I did not know all of the information back then, and this is what led me to do my first comment on Ghost.exe's response video on your video. And basically there are some information that I did not know. I did not know that I thought this was recent, when it turns out that this was quite a while ago. Because usually,
what do you mean?
Because I discovered you, the only reason I discovered you because of Jar. Jar responded to your video, your apology video, and it kind of seemed when I watched that video, it seems that I am quite confused of what he's trying to elaborate here. So
yeah.
So I kind of just let this like I didn't even bother with it until you actually came up in my recommendations, and then I started watching you. So while the video itself is not good, but it's not horrible either. Because at the end of the day, it's really up to the viewer, rather, if they want to agree with you or disagree with you. I mean, like, you already showed, like, Melody Sugar Plum's already, like, you know, insane, so I kind of agree with you there. But then when I watch Ghost.exe's video, I feel like something is not very morally correct here. So, but before we get into Ghost.exe, I'm going to talk about the whole apology video that some people kind of got confused of that. So the whole point of the apology video is to apologize for the unfortunate backlash that Melody Sugar Plum received. Now, the reason why people kind of missed that is because people did not know that Alduin was harassing you during behind the scenes, before and after. And of course, due to her harassment, you never watched her video on your video during the time, because you looked at her as a troll. And honestly, I don't blame you, because usually when someone harasses you, you get the idea that they're a troll. So you just ignore them completely. That is until a person, an anonymous, I don't know who he or she is, but told you that Melody Sugar Plum is being basically cyberbully or harassed online. And of course, that's where the apology video came from. You deleted your video, you no longer stand by it.
The thing is, I still stand by the things I said, but I will never stand by if I hurt someone. That's why I removed the video in the beginning. Like, when I made a video, when I said these things I said, it wasn't directly towards her. It was the point she made that I was upset about.
So what the fuck is wrong with you, seriously? It's one of them. I explained that. I explained that in Melody video as well. I don't remember everything I said, but I said something like, this was based on Melody's points, not her as a person.
And when this whole drama started and I was confused of why, as in, like I said, I thought I was dying out. So my video, when I made the video, I didn't think it was gonna have that impact, you know, like online or Melody herself. That's why I didn't censor her, because I felt like I'm not popular enough for people to go after someone. That's how I genuinely felt. And, you know, let me give you an example of how I felt that way. I did a similar rant video called Amy the Rose rant. Amy Rose defending her rant, whatever. I don't remember the title. I talked to a certain certain user, Sonic user, and I didn't censor her. I said, I have nothing against her. No. If she sees, we can talk about this. So I thought people would have the idea that would be the same thing with Melody Sugar Plum. And I have been loud and screaming before, so I don't understand what the big deal is with Melody Sugar Plum. And the whole 14-year-old thing is honestly very invalid. It really is, because it's like people are acting like 14-year-old kids, how should I put this? Teenagers basically are wimps, or they're like babies. And it's like, she's not a baby. She's a teenager. How should I put this? Internet isn't exactly the most nicest place. How should I put this? People don't really consider your emotions when it comes to being online. When it comes to virtual reality, that's something someone I know in real life told me, and that is very true. And I'm not saying that I don't care what Melody felt. No, that's why I removed the video in the first place. I felt very bad because I thought I actually hurt her feelings. That's why I removed it. My points still remains the same, but I removed it because I thought I hurt her feelings. Like, I stand by my points, but not for hurting someone. Why would I want to do that? So that's why I removed the video in the beginning.
Of course, when we had our conversation with you, me, and Wildpaws, you did explain to the both of us that you were actually pointing out on her points, not her as a person. And I guess that I'm glad that that's the case, because usually if it was her as a person, then that could have been quite terrible.
Yeah, that would be stupid. Like, why would I judge someone based on how people say it? Certain points in a fictional character. Like they say, it's just a fictional character. But that's not what I was going for. I was not going for her having different opinions about Silver. I was going for how illogical it was. Hence why I was upset. That's it. Nothing else.
That's fine. You can be upset at whatever you want. I mean, it's your feelings. I don't have control over that.
Thank you.
Always hot like a hot to the oven, so I gotta run it up every day, running up. Niggas don't want it with none of us. Every step shaking the earth like I'm juggernaut.
Let's move on to the other issue that happened during that first video. Is what is your thoughts on Ghost.exe's actions towards you?
Oh boy, I have some quite thoughts about Ghost.exe. Do you mean like the whole doxing thing, or the videos, or just everything?
Well, we'll get to the doxing quite a bit, but usually when Ghost.exe first tried to get into contact with you on the comic session, why? Let me ask you this: how did the conversation went from fine to bad to to the point where like it's like kind of it seems like a piss fight? You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah. Like, since the video's gone, I can't look through. But if my memory serves me right, it started with someone told me about Ghost making a video about me, and I made it very clear I don't care. And it seemed like Ghost cares that I don't care. So he's like butt in the conversation and saying like, what did he say? I don't care if you don't. It's fine. Nah. I get the impression that Ghost is an attention seeker. Like, not just for me, but just the whole drama itself. And what he has said after that, and the dozens of videos regarding me, and even my so-called fan brat, what was his name again? Dan Stein, however you pronounce it?
Dan Stein.
Yes. So it's like, he's obviously an attention seeker. So it felt like he did the same thing. I don't remember exactly what we both said, but it was something like, it was like arguments about the point. I think he said something like, oh, you made some good points, but you didn't make any sense. You were out of context. Your fan brats were just being butthurt fans, whatever. It was kind of annoying. It was really annoying, and I get the impression Ghost is like Alduin, trying to gain a reaction. Trying to push my buttons. Ghost, I can't take him seriously. I'd rather talk to him than Alduin any day because he's easy to deal with. But he himself, he's trying to act to me. He's just this kid who trying to act like, oh, you're not getting to me. I'm better than you. I'm cool. Whatever. I remember he literally put his Discord name so I could add him. So we could have a so-called further conversation about this. And I'm just like, what's there to say? It's just going to be fighting, and the conversation won't go anywhere.
Well, I can understand where you're coming from, because usually I have this negative feeling towards Ghost.exe because so far throughout his actions throughout the entire dilemma, it seems that I have to keep my distance from him, and usually that kind of puts like a caution sign on my head saying that, yeah, be careful with this dude. So, well, not really be careful, but just like make sure that he doesn't press your buttons type.
Exactly. He didn't push my buttons, but again, that's what I felt like he was trying to do.
Yeah, so while I think that your two's conversation on the comic session on YouTube was quite, like it was good at first, but then again it became bad and then horrible, and then to the point where it's kind of funny because I remember this is that he said that he wasn't going to respond for his mental health.
Oh yeah, I remember. It was so ridiculously hilarious. I remember that. Oh my god, yes. That was funny.
I remember that, and it's like, oh, Ghosty, you kind of done goofed there. And I was like,
oh my god. Again, you were saying?
He said that he got petty. I say you got salty, my friend. But I guess petty and salty is the same thing if you kind of think about it. So yeah, he should not responded back after he said that he wasn't going to respond. Kind of made him look like a fool. So
I know, and I literally said that. I was like, hello, why are you responding? I thought you weren't going to respond. I literally said that. I remember I said that to him when he responded back.
Yeah, it's usually the funny part because you kind of prove that he was sensitive because you called him sensitive.
Tell me about it. Do you see what I mean? So I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but when stuff like this happens in the drama, I feel like I'm in the right. As in, whatever I'm saying, people are proving me right.
Mm-hmm. It's, like, again, Ghost.exe is not really, like, a good individual to be handling this type of situation, considering the fact that the way how he displayed himself is like, yeah.
You don't say.
like, he says that he is, like, fine, but his actions say otherwise, and action speaks louder than words.
Agreed.
It's not like a very he's trying to mitigate like his actions, and when in reality it kind of seems that you kind of just pretty much try to put some gasoline in the flames here.
Yeah.
So here are usually the most issues that I have about him is that the problem is that he tried to provoke you in a way, wanted to get into contact with you on Discord, but of course, again, in my opinion, I'm glad that you didn't, because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't even handle it.
Not only that, but he would probably use it like for further notification or updates about the drama. So I didn't take any chances, and I was like, just a waste of time. I'm gonna waste my time arguing with this kid,
I can understand, and you're entitled to your feelings and opinions about him, and it's fine. Usually, the one thing I really hate about his actions is that the whole Alduin doxing thing. So when that unfortunate event happened, Alduin got doxed by a random person. Keep this in mind. This is just a random person. We don't know if it's a fan of yours or even one of your allies. Or the point is that we don't know who it is who did this. But it kind of seems to me that Ghosty kind of pointed the finger on you.
Well, well, not really, kinda. He definitely pointed the finger on you, and basically that he kind of caused this negative light on you intentionally because he pointed the finger on you when Alduin got doxxed, even though you had nothing to do about that. And it got so severe that you had to make a response to your community section and basically explain that. Well, you kind of explained it very not very well, because you did say that you didn't know that one of your fans would have done this, even though it wasn't your fan at all. We don't know who it was.
The thing is, I got informed by harsh opinions, and she didn't tell me that they didn't know who it was. So I assumed, so I got it from her, understanding that, it was one of my fans. That's why I said it. I myself barely knew anything about it. She was the one who told me about the doxing thing, and she told me, okay, you need to like speak up. And I said, I was thinking there's no point, because people will, like you said, point fingers thinking I have something to do with it. Whether if I say something or not, people are always going to believe that's what it is. So I was like, it's not that I don't want to, prove them wrong like that, but based on the hate, will they listen to me? No, probably not. But she said, she convinced me and I did it. And the thing is, you probably felt like I didn't explain very well, because I didn't know myself what was going on around the time I was informed Alduin was doxxed.
Me neither. And usually I assume that you did the right thing, because to be honest, back then I only knew a little bit. That I thought that one of your fans would have done this. And it turns out when I did my research, no, your fans never did something like this, because we don't know if it was your fan in the first place. There's no evidence backing that up, so people kind of just took it at a face value and basically attacked you with it. But the thing is that while Ghost.exe did apologize for that, however, the damage has already been done.
Like, okay, can I just ask something? Like, first of all, why did he do it only for him to apologize later afterwards and still treats me like I did everything wrong? Like, honestly, I'd rather him not to apologize, because to me it doesn't seem sincere. I remember he said something like in the community section, he said something like, I apologize for that, but I felt your post is not sincere. It's like, oh my god, what do you want from me? I felt like, that's why I didn't want to do it in the beginning. Like, I just feel like what he said to me that I did, it wasn't sincere. I feel like his apology is the same. I'm not saying it is, but that's how I feel. Like, why would he do it only for him to apologize afterwards, especially when people believe him? Like, who is he apologizing for? I mean, maybe you called him out on it, but I feel like if you didn't, you wouldn't apologize, Well,
the thing is that it's kind of biased for him to consider that he did that just to point the finger on, or just to put the blame on someone else who has nothing to do about it, because again, there's no evidence backing that this doxer is a fan of yours. There's no evidence of that at all. So he kind of just did that out of a whim, and this is why I blame him for demonizing you, Cyanide 3, because it's kind of it's not a proper thing to do, to demonize someone for their mistakes unless they are wicked. We'll get back to Ghost.exe, whatever pops out of my mind through it.
Be humble. Sit down. You stumbled. They foul.
So the next one is, tell me the reasons why you didn't watch Alduin's video during the time.
Well, it's like you said, I consider it as a troll, and again, he felt like she was just trying to gain a reaction out of me and make me pissed, and I didn't want to give her that. Especially, like, I remember I was gonna block her because she was, like I told you before, she kept saying "super fucking real" to me. So, and I tried to ignore her, remove those comments, because trying not to give her what she wants from me, basically. So when I was gonna block her, that's how I found out the video, and I was like, LOL, she's just trying so hard to gain a reaction from me, and I don't want to give her that satisfaction. That's why I didn't watch it.
I can understand that, because usually when you get negative feedback from a particular person and is doing continuously harassing you about it, it's usually a good idea to ignore them.
Basically.
So if you kind of look at it in a way, is that you did have a reason not to watch her video. because she harassed you. So
yeah,
so
no doubt.
So how are you supposed to know if Malteser Sugarplum was being harassed at the same time this person called you out on your actions, but at the same time even before that Alduin was harassing you to the point that you consider her as a troll? So you didn't watch her video, you didn't pay attention to her, you just decided to move on from your day.
That, and I find it so ironic that she claims that I did something bad, harassing someone for a different opinion about your favorite character. And I'm just like, okay, if that's how you feel, then why aren't you showing yourself to be the better person? Why aren't you trying to talk to me in a way that you feel that, okay, she did something wrong? I could tell her in a way that, how to put this, in a way that isn't so freaking disrespectful. It doesn't matter if I did something horrible or not. It's like, that's not how you reach a person when you feel they did something wrong. Even if it's harassment, bullying, whatever. Not even I did that to Akai Yoshi. I didn't do like the way she did to me. So it's like, how am I supposed to take you seriously with the way she made the video, with the way she was talking? I mean, the video was exactly the same way she treated me. There's literally no differences. So like you said, how am I supposed to take it seriously? If she was bothering me before, how is her video any differences? And like even if I remove the video, she still bothered me. It's like, again, what do you want from me? Seriously, what do you want from me? I get that question in my head.
Well, it's usually because of her mean-spirited. Now, let me explain why this is such a bad attribute when it comes to being a commentator. Now, I don't know if she's still a commentator or not, and either way, but here's usually a lesson to be learned here is when if a commentator decides to be mean-spirited, you have to understand, depending on how you say it and who you say it to, it will create that perimeter between them. So it creates the us versus you mentality. So the moment you said something wrong, or you say something wrong continuously, people are going to have to treat you in a very different way. So that usually becomes the problem here. This is where, like Marcus once told us, is that the greatest revenge is not to be like your enemy.
Yeah, basically that's what I was saying. If she feels like I do something wrong, why aren't you proving yourself to be better than me? Why are you literally acting the same way that you say I did? Crazy, lunatic, all that stuff. So I'm just like, okay, if you feel that way, that's okay. Then why aren't you proving yourself to be better if you feel that way? What I did, basically. So like you said, yeah.
And I'm usually like very aware of this stuff because, like, again, like mean-spirited can only get you so far, especially when it comes to a commentator. It'll get you far when you're a ranter because you can be mean-spirited as what you want. You can be articulate with your words as you want. But at the same time, as a commentator, you might want to like keep things properly.
Yeah, it's like that. So. That's why, listening to Harsh Opinions and Just a Robot and Dumbsville was way easier for me than Alduin. I can't stand her video. I can't stand her the way she is. I can't stand her video. Do I hate her? Of course not, but I can't stand the way she is, especially when it's towards me. Like you said, like when it's towards you, it'll be harder to take it seriously or deal with it because it's personal against you. So it's like that's why, for example, the Dumbs video was so short because he was kind of saying the same thing as Alduin did. So. I didn't really have to say much about his video because it was basically the same, but it was much easier to deal with because he wasn't acting the way she did, so it was easier to listen. And I understood his points way better than Alduin. Alduin is just having this sassy attitude, sassy, confident, arrogant attitude, in my opinion. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to take that serious as criticism or calling out my behavior? No, I don't think so.
I can understand where you're coming from.
Hey, this shit way too crazy. Hey, you do not amaze me. Hey, I blew cool from ACA.
Let's move on to, of course, the biggest one that happened recently, many months ago, or was it 4 or 5 months ago? Probably 4. The Dumbsville video. So while I did watch this video, and I did say in your comic session that it was like, well, I am going to be responding to this, but to be honest, I wanted to
I also wanted to get your side of your thoughts on that video, but again, you know, like I was removing your friends list, so I couldn't, so I was forced to make that video without your perspective.
Okay.
And to be honest, like, while information on that video will be changed throughout this video, but let's go on to the issues that surrounded by Dumbsville that kind of made this quite the problematic issue here. So not only that throughout there are some side events that happen in Dumbsville's side, but so let me ask you, what are your thoughts on Dumbsville, him as a person?
Interesting question, because I can't really tell what kind of person he is. He kind of makes it confusing for me what kind of person he is. If you remember my Dumbsville video, I said it myself. I said there too that one minute he can act all genuine and sweet and caring and kind, and the next he can act the total opposite, like a douchebag and arrogant and, you know, thinking he is something. It makes me very confused. I can't really tell what kind of person he is. All I can say is that he gives me a very, very, very bad impression as a YouTuber. And what I mean by that is that I feel like he was all right in the beginning because he wasn't famous, but because he getting more subscribers, getting more views, getting more likes, getting more comments, whatever, basically getting more attention. It feels like it consumes him, and it got to him. You know how fame can get through someone's head? That's what I feel like it is to Dumbsville. I'm not saying it's the truth, but that's the impression I'm getting. Especially when I feel like he wasn't really considerate about what I felt. You know, for example, after I apologize, I want to talk to him about the drama further. Like you and we have done that before. I want to do that with him. But he was like, but I already forgiven you. Like he was just like, he wasn't interested in hearing what I had to say. Especially, I remember he said something like, when I commented on his respond video of me apologizing, he was saying, oh, we can talk about this or something. And I was like, okay, I can tell my side of the story. That's what I was thinking. So I tried to do that, but twice, but he wasn't, I felt he was kind of close-minded and just made things easy for himself. Like, oh, but that's done for. It's already done. It's solved, like that. That's how I felt. I remember I tried to tell him what I felt Alduin did to me. He said he was going to be neutral about this, which I understand. But I kind of felt like he didn't want to be involved in this or trying to help me out or hear me out. I felt like he wanted to be out of this, even though he said to me on Discord, I have his support. He said that, I remember. He said that to me. So, despite Dumbsville, sometimes I felt he was actually genuine when he helped me. You know, for example, remember when he did the video of, I don't remember the guy's name, but the one who passed away, he had mental issues. He was only there in the hospital for 1 day, and then they released him. I don't remember his name.
Etika,
thank you. I liked that video because I felt like Dumbsville was showing more of himself than his persona, if you get what I mean. Yes. I feel like Dumbsville is too much into his persona. But to be fair, there's probably other YouTubers who are the same. But I don't like it, to be honest. And like I said, it just makes me confused what kind of person he is. So I felt when his Etika video, he was so sincere and really wanted and really speak what was on his mind without. He said himself, he's not monetizing the video. He's not trying to gain something out of it. He was just speaking his mind. He even said, if there's people who need to talk, you can talk to me. I love you, And I was like, okay, this sounds really good. So I was trying to reach to him about my personal issues too. And he tried, but it didn't work. So I'll give him credit for that. Of course, he tried. See what I mean? Sometimes I get the impression Dumbs is a good guy, but sometimes I get an impression, no, he's not. I'm confused.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from because usually Dumbsville is not a very hard person to read, but it seems that like there are some things about his attributes that kind of seems like it's a mixed bag here. So when I heard that you spoke to him for the first time and he wanted to hear your side of the story, but it seems to me that he already forgave you right on the spot. Now,
I did.
This usually raises like a big red flag for me because usually when I went back to watch his resurrection video on you,
It wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't really properly done. He only talked about you half of the video, and then the other half he was talking to some other type of thing that has nothing to do with of your resurrection at all.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. It's like that reminds me when he found out from some of his fans probably that I was gonna make a video on him, even though I sent my Melody Sugarman video a lot of times. I made it very clear. He was like, you know, he wasn't happy about it. Even though I made it very clear I was going to. Something I want to point out I really didn't like. Dumbsville liked my Mellow Sugar Plum video.
Yes.
And that doesn't make any sense to me because I'm basically bringing up an old, according to people, bringing up an old drama, an old issue, an old whatever. So I was prepared for the backlash back then because, you know, I was scared. I was really scared. I remember. I said to my friend in real life, I said that to me, I said to Super Spy, I said to everyone who was in it. So I was expecting the backlash like, oh my God, Sovereignty is going to do this. What they did in my Alduin video, I was expecting in the Mellow Sugar Plum video. So Dumbsville, what he commented, it really bothered me. He didn't say much. He was just saying, random YouTubers doing things that he liked. You know, I don't remember everything, but he said, it's been a good week. That's it. Nothing about the video itself, like you said. And it really bothered me. It bothered me so much. And he even admitted it. He didn't watch the whole thing. Makes me more pissed later on. It's like, why comment when I haven't watched the whole thing? It's stupid. It's retarded.
Well,
and, wait, hang on. When I pointed out to him, he said I was just being supportive. That's not being supportive. You can't be supportive when you don't know what the video is saying, what the video is about.
Well, usually I actually dug into information about why he kind of seemed like he displayed himself like this. It's very strange because, like, right off the bat, he commented on your Melody Sugar Plum video. Now,
yes,
it's very obvious that while it is fine to be supportive, but at the same time, I don't understand why he was surprised that he was going to make a video on you, because that's something that he should already know. So
exactly,
I pointed this out on the Dumbsville interview that, yeah, you kind of didn't know about this, but it was already explained on her first video for like the start of the 7 minute mark, is that she already she explained it that she was going to make a video on you, Dumbsville. And of course, it was his fault for not watching the entirety of the video.
This is something that you should already know because you watched the Melly video. But later in your video, you explained that you didn't watch the entire thing.
Yeah, that's the one regret I do have, is not watching the full Melody video. If there's one mistake I made, it was that. Not watching the video in full. But even then, I feel like the only difference that would have happened if I watched the full video is the situation would have been pretty much the exact same, only it would have happened earlier.
However, I did find out that a particular someone, I'm not gonna name who it is, but apparently in Dumbsville's interview, he told me something very interesting, that someone told him that here was the theory, is that you told someone not to tell Dumbsville that you were making a video on him. Does that ring a bell?
The only thing I did, I said that to Minnie the Mini. I said, yeah, I think I said to him, but that's it. Like, that was before he turned the other leaf. But because I think Minnie the Mini, he was debating, like he was doubting his feelings on Dumbsville, and I had nothing against it. I didn't want to I wasn't trying to make him hate him or anything like that. And sometimes all three of them, Super Spy, Minnie the Mini, and Draco, did things behind my back without me knowing it. And, you know, for example, they talked to Box behind my back. Super Spy, I don't know what he did because he didn't tell me, but I know he did things behind my back, so I don't know. So I think I only told me don't tell Dumbsville. I wanted him to see for himself. Yeah. That's it. Nothing else.
And let's talk about the whole Dumbsville's video on Let's Talk About Sonic 93. I did find flaws about this video. Now, The one thing that I didn't understand is that while there are some information in that video that he kind of got, that he didn't know and he kind of got wrong about it, but it's very strange to me is that why did it took one conversation for him to cut ties with you? And keep in mind, he cut ties with you. You didn't.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of confuses me on how he got into this emotional state when, if you kind of think about it, when he cut ties with you, he kind of did that to himself. But here's the other issue is that he believed that someone was digging fake information about you. Now, this was not in my attention at the time, but when I actually got into it, it turns out that this person happens to also be in your story too. Not directly to your mini rant series, but apparently many like a year ago. Do you remember a person that was supposed to collab with you?
I remember her. Here's the thing. I don't remember everything. I remember her. I told her about my what I was going through and stuff. She mentioned what Dumbsville did to her that she didn't like, and all I wanted to do was to call him out based on what she told me, nothing else. And I asked her for proof. I did ask her for proof. I genuinely asked her for proof. She said she didn't have it. She couldn't find the conversation between her and Dumbsville. I was like, okay, can you at least give me what you remember? That's it. I was only going to use it as proof to call him out on something he did back to her. Nothing else. But for some reason, she just said this to Dumbsville without my consent, and I wanted to talk to her about it, but she blocked me, so I couldn't.
And that was what I was going to point out to you, and I'm glad that you actually do remember something like that, is that when I read the messages here that she gave me, it feel like there's something wrong here. So you know me, I'm a person that likes to ask questions. And so when I found out that she blocked you without even notifying you or even telling you that she's going to block you, I find that already shady. But not only that's the only thing that is shady that she has done, she also did this on Dumbsville to point out that you were collecting false information about him, which was not the case. You were just doing research. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She made it sound like Dumbsville wronged her, and I was thinking that's not how you do it to a person who, like, just because you're famous doesn't mean you have the right to do whatever you want. That's the impression she gave me, and I want to just call him out on it. That's it. Just real quick, I didn't have a mind to do anything, say anything against Dumbsville. Nothing at all. Like, again, it was just the Rant series, my perspective of drama, nothing else. But then she said this to me. I didn't ask her, oh, what did Dumbsville do to you? she was the one who informed this to me.
Do you know why did she block you?
No, not really. All I can say, it's similar reasons to everybody else. I'm crazy. I'm mental. You need help. Blah, blah, blah. That's the only thing I can think of. Well, I don't know why else.
It's something similar like that. Basically, she blocked you because you were in the wrong, and so she didn't want it to be a part of that. So she decided just to block you rather than tell you to like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this, so I'm just gonna leave. But instead, she did the most shadiest thing and just blocked you without telling you.
She did kind of make it clear that she wants nothing to do with this. She asked me, can you censor me? I said, yes, of course. Like, she didn't say, I don't want this to be in public, or no. Like, we didn't have a conversation about what she was saying. And that is the shadiest part. She gave me information, not being very clear about it, but then acts like I'm the wrong without making me understand it. It's like, okay, if that's how you feel, then why did you bring out the information in the first place, making me believe that Dumbsville did something wrong to you? So yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird because when she blocked you, yet she's responsible for Dumbsville's emotional state, not you particularly. Because while you are a portion of it, this person decided to create a rumor that could have plastered you on something that you didn't even do. You were just doing your research. I read the conversation between you two, and all you were doing is just doing your research. Nothing bad about it, but I don't know why this person intended to go to Dumbsville, tell him about that you were collecting fake information about him, so you can make him look bad. But that wasn't the case. Okay, so if it wasn't the case, why did she do that to Dumbsville?
Well, then I always think, even if that's true, do you really think I'd be dumb enough to believe that that was gonna work? Like, here's the thing. Go
ahead.
I'm sorry. It's like, even if that was true, first of all, why? Why would I do that to Dumbsville? Why? What is my agenda? What is my reasons? Secondly, you really think I'm dumb enough to believe that was gonna work with the hate I've been having? No! No! Why was... this is what really irritates me with the situation. People don't think why. They just blindly believe it, whatever they hear or see.
And that's something that was an issue. That's why I did the Dumbsville interview, to clarify, this is not true. This is false. This is false altogether. But I don't like the way how this person tried to put Dumbsville in a state where he believed that you were stealing fake information. And this is where the call on December happened, so you two can clarify. However, this call was never in YouTube platform, so I'm guessing I was only one of the people that found out at the time. So what I did is that I pulled Dumbsville into an interview and make him explain what happened in that call and clarify about the fake information, to make him say that to also let him know that, listen, you didn't watch the first 7 minutes of the video, so you didn't know, and it's kind of your fault. Basically, all of that. And I also wanted to check if he was actually in a emotional state. He was fine at the time then, but I just don't like it how this person put him in an emotional state, saying that you were collecting fake information and then plastering you something that what you did not even did. And then I try to mitigate that with my interview. And that's why I did the Dumbsville interview to begin with.
Okay. I thought it was so different, but okay, I got it.
Well, well, I'm going to be honest with you, while it was to check on him on his emotional state, but again, the important part is to clarify information.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to do, because I'm afraid that something like, Sonic 3 is stealing fake information is going to be plastered on you to the entire mini rant series, and that's something I didn't want, because at the time I was the only one who knew about it.
Okay.
So again, I did the revolutionary step and stepped in and made Dumbsville admit to all these things.
Okay.
So let us move on to what else did we not talk about Dumbsville?
All right.
Well, there's really not much to say, but the whole Dumbsville video in particular.
Yeah.
Now here is something that almost slipped in my mind, is that your relationship with you and Dumbsville. Now, in your video, you said that you two were not close friends, according to you. And this is an actual valid point, because throughout the drama, it seems that it kind of proves that you two were not very close, despite that him saying that you two were close friends, but Sonic 3 says otherwise, and I kind of believe you on that more than him, because throughout his actions on the mini rant series, it kind of speaks out to itself, whoever is actually paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, it's like what Dumbsville felt, I don't blame him. When he felt all that, and I said in my Dumbsville video, I could literally explain myself to him, but he doesn't want to listen. He blocked me, he made a video maybe a day after, and it's like, bro, it feels like he's crying to his fans about something that could be easily solved between both of us. And not to mention, remember that video collab we did when he was talking about the whole Sonic and Sally situation? There was a time my voice wasn't clear enough. I was like, it was like that. And I told him I need some time to recover. Maybe like a month or something. And then, I'm not gonna quote something I don't remember. I'm not trying to make him look bad or anything, but I'm just saying what I remember what he said, and then what that made me feel. He was like, hey, Sonic 3, are you done with the voice clips yet? My fans are waiting. He was kind of like, my fans are waiting for it, and I'm waiting for it. It's like, he was excited, and I get it. But again, I don't feel he was considering what I felt. I made it very clear I need some time to recover my voice. I need some time, okay? Like, I felt like he kind of rushed me, only for him to put his video on in public and for his fans. It made me feel, okay, you're so eager. It's so, like, what you fans want is more important than what I need. And again, it's just proving my point. We weren't that close. Like, we weren't really talking outside YouTube, outside memes, outside whatever. It wasn't anything like personal. You know, like me and Amy, it wasn't like that. It felt like wherever Dumbsville did, it was on. Whenever we talked, it was something what he wanted from me. Quick interviews or collabing. According to him, that's a way for him helping me. I'm just like, that's what you think, but that's not what I need. That's not genuinely helping. Maybe the idea is good, but that doesn't mean you're actually helping. Because he doesn't make sure that he gives me what I need. It's always, what I think Cyanide 3 needs. And it kind of feels like he's just trying to make him look good for his fans. Like, oh, look at me. I'm doing this for Cyanide 3. I'm such a genuine good person. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's how I feel. Because a genuine person will make sure the person gets what they need. And if there's miscommunication, that's one thing. But the fact that Dumbsville put this in public, it feels like he's just using me as a trophy. I was more a trophy rather than a close friend to him.
And I can understand that, because it seems that your two's conversation doesn't seem in the most appealing way. It kind of seems that he was like trying at first, but then kind of gave up halfway through. And to me, that's kind of subpar. It's kind of strange to me, because why did he say if you two were close friends? I don't believe that. The reason why I don't believe that is because if you two were close friends, he would make further attempts to reform your friendship. If he was close friends, if you two were close friends, according to him, you two could have at least worked things out. If you two were close friends, he would have heard your side of the story to get a great understanding of the situation that you were in. So it's very strange to me, because when you kind of actually think about it and put some time thinking about it, it's really like people are just taking it into like the pretense. So people are just believing it as it is and not really asking any questions, which kind of undermines like the entire situation between you two. It negates the feelings, it negates the relationship, it negates the entire the drama. And usually I wish that he could have at least try harder, but he didn't. He just gave up.
As I understood, the reason he didn't do it was because he lost trust in me and all that nonsense. And like I said, one way I understand how he feels, but like you said, it's just that I said in my video, he's so caught up with his emotions to the point he doesn't want to hear me out, nor does he care. It's all about what he feels. Oh, I'm hurt. I'm backstabbed by Cyanide 3. I'm gonna go cry to my fans. That's exactly what I felt he was doing. I feel like he's not using his fans, but like in a way he's going to his fans whenever he gets in trouble. And that gives me the impression Dumbsville is not a very thick-skinned person, despite the fame, despite the subscribers, despite the like. Just because you're famous doesn't mean you're thick-skinned, doesn't mean you can handle an issue that occurs in the fame. I even said something like that in the video. You have to expect stuff like this to happen when you're famous. It's not all, oh, the glory. No. That's something I learned when I became famous, or maybe not famous, more noticeable. And being famous is not all about likes and people liking my stuff. It's gonna be the bad stuff too. You know, people saying things about you, controversy situations, and you name it. So the fact that this happened between him and me shouldn't be as such a, oh my God, this happened to me. Why is happening to me? I'm so sad, yada, yada, yada. It's like, that's what you should expect when you're famous. People are gonna say and do stuff you don't like. You have to be prepared for it.
And I can understand that fully. It usually, like, the situation that revolves around him is that he's putting his emotions out there while no one's taking consideration of how you feel. I understand that he wanted to get his feelings out there. However, I think that no one's taking in consideration of what you are feeling. Because, again, I can understand why you feel as the victim, because you didn't know what was going on. because since Alduin's video did explain it, however, you consider her as a troll because of the harassment that she was displaying on you. That was the reason. And of course, like, I can understand why you call yourself as the victim. So,
like, just a quick, I'm not trying to victimize myself as in, oh, I'm poor me, not like that, but it's like, this is not a fair situation. It's like everyone's pulling the finger on me without trying to understand what I'm coming from. It's bias. It's favorism. Like, I even said, I remember someone leaked that. Like, I said that in my private Discord conversation to someone, and they're like, oh, look at Cyanide 3 just crying to your fans. Well, at least, first of all, I'm not saying it's in public. At least I'm saying it privately. Secondly, if you're not going to listen, who will? Is it wrong that I'm saying it to someone else, especially in private rather than putting it in public like Dumbsville did? You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, usually I don't like this whole double standard when it comes to video making, especially on two people who has like this, I guess, quote-unquote close relationship. And again, it's like, I don't believe that Dumbsville words when he said that you two were close friends, but this entire mini rant series says otherwise. You didn't make any further attempts. You didn't try to fix the information. Or at least you did try in your fullest, but I think you didn't try hard enough. And of course, that kind of says a lot, that it kind of makes me feel like a better person about myself, because compared to me and to him, I'm only an acquaintance to you, Cyanide 3, according to you, and yet I try further attempts to reach out to you, and here we are.
Yeah, and if there's stuffs like you, as you can see, I'm open to answer and answer people's questions, including yours. And if there's some things that you get the idea of what I did, and you're confused and you're curious of why, I'm willing to answer. But people are acting like I'm not like that, and they're like, oh, she's a fan, but you can't accept criticism, and et cetera, et cetera.
And I can understand that. And of course, like, again, it's my mistake for like not using again, proper wording to have like this positive communication towards you, because at the very end, I kind of displayed myself as to be, and I'm very sorry for that.
It's okay. I guess I forgive you. It's like when you explain like that, I'm fine, because there's a miscommunication, misunderstanding, and it happens. It's no big deal. As long as you admit it and you're not too proud of yourself of that, it's okay. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, and I can understand that in the fullest, because usually that if I did while not intentionally, but if I did accidentally cause a verbal negativity towards another, I usually I mostly try my best to solve the problem, look at my mistakes, look at your mistakes, and if it turns out that it's my mistakes, then I will apologize for that for the fullest, and I'll take responsibility to do so.
Yeah, you have very similar mindset as I do. I'm not gonna say I'm always right and you're always wrong. Of course not. If there's something I did wrong, I can own up to it and apologize. And that's basically what I was trying to do in the Malteser situation. So yeah, I get it.
And that's good to hear.
All these numbers round me looking like I hit the lottery. Come and get this word to be on topic, takes a boss to be.
So let's move on. Let's move on from Dumbsville for now.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. So tell us, did anybody after the Dumbsville interview? I mean, the Dumbsville interview, the Dumbsville video.
Yeah.
Did anybody try to reach out to you?
Well, let me think. I think I got friend requests like on Discord multiple times, especially from that certain person I told you about. I was just ignoring it. And let me think. If you mean like it's like I don't remember much, but I think it's like a both yes and no. Mostly, yeah, they probably did, but maybe not as much as before. And then again, I did block and unfriend a lot of people. So yeah, so there was less people trying to reach me, but there were few. Like I said, that one specific person. Super Sprite did recently say something to me that I removed, and that was beginning of April. He was saying, you know, as everyone else saying, apologize. What is wrong with you? Blah blah, trying to insult me, and yada yada yada. So that's about it.
Well, there was one person that did reach out to you, but did not really display his manners in the most in the most proper way.
I don't remember.
apparently the last thing he said to you was quite an insult, but he kind of did a video on you, try to seek your side of the story, but then try to do this. Try to do this devil's advocate type of thing, and of course he posted yours in his conversation online, and I kind of saw this. I'm like, what? Wait, hold on.
Wait. It kind of takes me back. I don't remember the person's name, but I think he was trying to defend Dumbsville, saying you're the one that did wrong. Why are you making it to be a Dumbsville? Blah blah blah, something like that. And I was just trying to counter argument, and then he just kind of eventually gave up on me and then blocked me. I think he did that. I don't remember, but
yeah, the last insult that he called you a bitch, and then I kind of said like, bro, you didn't have to say that.
Oh, kind of side note, but Alduin also called me the B word at her video. Again, I'm not supposed to take that seriously.
I can understand that. But again, when I saw this, I'm like, bro, this is not how you do it. You could at least ask questions, like actual worthy questions to ask Sonic 3, like at least in her side of the story. He didn't do that. He just decided to come at you, plays devil advocate, and then posted it online after he insulted you.
Yeah, some people have done that. Well, they talk to me and then they just put it on YouTube. I've seen that before.
I mean, I didn't do something similar like that. I think you saw it. It's the video called "What Sonic 3 Thinks About the Glowing Eyes." I don't know if you ever saw that.
Was it the one with regarding the whole I screamed at Super Sprite and Meanie the Meanie or something like that? Is that the one?
No. This video is in the thumbnail. It's you with the glowing eyes, right? The glowing picture of the eyes that I sent you?
Oh, yeah! I didn't see it, but I did see the thumbnail. Yeah.
Yeah, if you click on that, it basically shows the full minute of our first interview video. And I wanted to do this because, like, well, again, this is the time that I decided not to do it, but I wanted to show people, like, hey, like, this is how she acted during the first interview. And basically, like right off the bat, I did got a few comments saying like the way how she's like displaying herself is very strange. And I didn't say that because I had to clarify. It's like, yes, she did laugh because I made a joke about glowing eyes.
Wait. Are you talking about is that the same video where you said it wasn't a good idea to upload, or is it something different?
No, it's something different. It was a side thing that I wanted to do.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nothing negative. It was
okay.
Like, let's just say it's a funny thing. Like, it's a...
All right. Okay. I got it. Okay. Fair enough.
All right.
We don't play that. We ain't say that. Want no drama.
So, after that, then the whole surprising thing that happened is that you deleted your channel. What made you to delete your entire channel?
Well, it's kind of symbolizing I'm done with the drama. Mm-hmm. That, and here's the thing. I did debate before, should I remove my channel or not. I was kind of debating on that. Let's just say, first I was thinking to start over from the drama, and then a lot of people do that. A lot of people remove their account and then they make a new one. A lot of people do that. I've seen that so many times. So I was kind of thinking maybe I should do the same thing, especially with the hate and backlash. I'm not saying I'm trying to run away. It's just that if I would still be here, people wouldn't leave me alone until I apologize, all that stuff. And there's no way I'm gonna do these because people want me to do it. Let's just put it this way. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not. I'm just doing things for myself and nobody else. And of course, if I do something wrong, I will take responsibility for it. Definitely. But the thing is, the Rant Series was a way for me to give myself a closure and move on from what happened. And people hating me wouldn't help at all. And I don't see the point of me being on YouTube when people hate me. Like I said, there's no point in being on YouTube, making videos, doing things when people won't leave me alone. So I thought, okay, delete your channel, as in you're done with the drama, you want to move on from it and all that stuff. Not to mention, I'm gonna be honest, I'm very sick of people only knowing me as Sar93, because it doesn't say anything about me. It's only saying about the YouTuber Sar93, the one who did this and that, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't say anything about who I am. It's just saying what people think I am as this username.
Well, so I can understand that, because usually some people kind of there are some people that wanted to change their name because like their original name has like this negative title now, that they don't want to stick through it because it just reminds them of those difficult times. So
yeah, well,
so I'm sorry. So basically, the point is that what I'm trying to say is that some people change their name because they don't want to be a reminder of themselves back then. So they did the right thing, and they did their right choice to change their name for their well-being.
Okay, like for me, I don't hate the username because it reminds me of the drama, whatever. No, it's because I don't like what people think of me as Sar93. How should I put this? Because it's not saying of who I am. Not even my actions, what I did in the drama. If it was true, okay, but it's not. So yeah.
Okay. So, but let me ask you this: what particularly made you to delete your channel? Because we did talk about this months ago before it happened, and you said that if the negative feedback didn't stop and continuously going on, you would delete your channel and then just make a new one.
I did that. Oh yeah, because that was when I was thinking I want to just move on from it and then go back with a new one. Like I said, it's a very common thing people do. Like that they remove their account and then want to start over. That's basically what I was doing. And yes. Huh?
I'm sorry, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay, and yes, I did say the whole hate thing. Because like I said to you, I won't do what people say just because they want me to say it. And I know that's what I think I should do, the right thing, but I feel that is not what it is. That is not how I see it. That is not my perspective. So, and even if I did do that, people would still doubt if I was sincere or not. And I would just go against myself if I would do it just because people want me to do it, even though I don't feel like it's I want to do it. So yeah, I'm basically standing up to myself, being true to myself.
And we did have this conversation before, many months ago, before you actually did, is that I explained to you is that, like, while I understand why you wanted to delete your channel, because, like, the negative feedback is not stopping and it will keep continuing because of what you did. But I at the same time, I also, like, informed you that, like, if you ever did delete your channel, it won't make you it won't make you look good, and basically you're submitting defeat, and I didn't want that. And I
get.
And I didn't, and I was really surprised when I actually found out that you did deleted your channel. I was like, oh no.
Well, in that case, MoonDisc, again, it's not, I don't care what people think about me. As in, how should I put this in a way that makes sense?
Again, like you did this for yourself and yourself alone. It's
well, that then, yeah, exactly.
It's all you wanted, and I can understand that. If you're doing this by yourself and you keep continue and you still stand by that, I can understand that. I won't blame you for that.
Well, here's the thing. I know I was expecting people to think this way. Here's the thing. I was not surprised that they feel that way. I run away from this. No. I've been on internet for long enough to understand how people think when it comes to certain situations. And the fact that they believe I run away from a problem, I'm a coward, blah, blah, it's nothing surprising for me. It really isn't. It really isn't. And I was mainly expecting people would be happy that I'm gone. You know, oh yay, Sar93's gone, no more drama. The toxic, insane Sulfangirl is gone. Yay, let's celebrate. That's mainly what I thought it was gonna happen. And then again, like I told you in the beginning of this interview, they would move on to something a new drama, a new trend, or whatever. That's what I thought. Like, let people be happy, let people celebrate, whatever, and then let it calm down and see what happens. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. I mean, the moment that I see, people dancing like crabs, I'm like, oh, okay, so people are actually enjoying that she's gone. I'm like, okay, fine.
Exactly.
You do you, but I'm an honorable person. I kind of feel really sad for you.
Well, you don't have to feel sad for me because, like I told you, I'm doing fantastic. And it was the right decision. It really was. This is one of the best decisions I've done for myself. Was I a little bit sad? Yes, because I grew up with this channel. I've had it for years, but it didn't take too long for me to feel this is the right thing to do for myself.
And I'm glad that it's working out for you.
Oh, it is, believe me.
Well, I hope that everything goes well on your future presentations. So,
thank you.
But of course, here's the last question. Would you ever consider coming back to YouTube?
I thought about it. I don't think so. Most likely not. I have it way too good outside the social media. I'm feeling fantastic, and I feel no concern. I basically, there's no point for me to come back. I mean, who knows about the future? Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe. I'm not gonna say never, but that's my plan. That I'm not gonna come back. Most likely not. But like I said, anything can happen. Anything's possible. So I'm not gonna say no. I'll never come back. And then maybe I change my mind. But right now, I'm just thinking I'm gonna use social media for my benefits of my self-growth rather than doing things, rather being a community in the same ways I used to. Like I will look through videos and stuff like that, but I won't be active as I used to.
Ah, okay. So
yeah.
You're not so sure. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm sure that I don't want to come back. I am sure of that. However, I'm not gonna say I will never come back. Not because I'm not sure or I'm doubting. It's because the thing is, you can think, you can feel something, but then you maybe change your mind in the future. And I'm open to maybe I'll change my mind about it and might want to go back, but. If I'm gonna go back, I'm not gonna be involved in the Sonic community anymore. I still love Sonic as a franchise, but I won't be a part of it anymore, like in the community. It's more something I do it in my personal life.
Okay, so you just decided if you ever wanted to come back as a YouTuber, you just wanted to be as a freelancer. Just do what you want.
Yeah, and I think I said this in one of my videos. I do things for fun. I'm not doing for anybody else but for myself. So if I would come back, it's not because people want me to come back or because people miss me. It's not like that. If I would ever come back, I would 100% want to start over.
Okay, I can fully understand that. So in time that you will have to debate, at one point in time that you will have to debate yourself if you want to come back or not. So it's really up to you if you really want to come back.
Yes, and right now it's definitely a no-no, but who knows?
Who knows? So,
yes.
So that's all the questions, really. That's all the questions.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So now that everything has going into pass, or everything has already passed now, so tell me, how do you feel now?
Is this outside the interview now?
No, well, I'm still recording, but like, tell me, like, I'll tell you when I stop recording. So I'll say this again. Is like, so how do you feel now? Now that I heard your side of the story, and hopefully that I will enlighten people about your side of perspective, and basically get a grasp on of your perspective.
It feels great that you want to hear me out and not thinking that this is how it is just because other people say so or just because this YouTuber said so. It does feel very good. And I was happy to answer your questions because I didn't expect people to be having question marks on their heads, at least not this much. Or correct me if I'm wrong. It was a pleasant surprise that some people actually genuinely are worried, as in, oh, what happens to her? What is going on to her with her? Not just being happy that I'm gone or feeling safe that I'm gone. So It feels good. It feels really good.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I usually wanted to do this just in case if, like, you know, if you ever never decided to go back to YouTube, people will be informed that, you know, you want to focus on real life stuff.
Yeah, that's my goal right now. Like, I feel like I don't have time to be associated online the way I used to. I have other things to worry about.
I can understand that to the fullest. So, now that all that's being said, I'm going to ask you again, how do you feel now?
Again, fantastic. Like, it's great. It's great.
Okay. So let's move on to the Q&A because I wrote down some Q&A questions for you.
Oh, you mean like outside interview? I'm just curious. I'm confused.
Oh no, I did this with the other Draco Medium Super Spray. I also answer Q&A questions that like normally that you would not like answer, but usually like this is for fun.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So let's start with the first question. Tell me something that makes you laugh.
I don't know what to call it in English, but when I see people fall or something, I think it's hilarious. Not because they get hurt, but because it looks funny. One of the things that make me laugh a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. What makes you unique?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, let me reform that. What if you would have considered yourself unique? What would people find more? If you had like a unique attribute, how would people will react to it? Like, what would be your? Actually, let me reform that again. What would be the unique thing about you?
I don't know. The way I am. I'm honest. I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, so let's move on to the next question. If you were given 3 things to make you happy, what would those be?
Well, my belief, my spending time with my family and doing things I love, you know, like drawing and stuff.
Okay. I can understand that. Usually that you have to find a way to motivate yourself to do things that you want to do, because after all, the true delight is for a person to do the things that they were made for. So let's move on to the next question. How important is trust in your relationship?
It is extremely important. Like trust is hard to earn it. I mean, how should I put this? You can eat here. This is how I view when it comes to relationship. You can laugh with anyone, you can't cry with anyone. It's like that's when true trust comes in, when you can show yourself to be vulnerable. And if you ever break that trust, it's hard to earn it and get back again. Really hard.
I can understand that because usually I have trust issues myself. Normally.
I don't blame you in that case, because like trust is easy to break.
Like one little mistake, and like again, these are one of my quotes that I did, that one little mistake can cause the biggest results. And something like that it does happen. It does happen a lot.
Like if it's not on purpose, it's more, how do I put this? It's not as bad, but it can still be hard to earn that trust again. But if it's like in a way you don't care about about the effect, then that's really bad.
My goodness. So let's move on to the next question. What is your favorite motivational quote?
That's an interesting one. I can't really think of a specific one in my mind, but let's just say a motivational quote that makes sense to me and it speaks to me. For example, this is like maybe not the best one, but that's the only thing that comes to my mind. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or action speaks louder than words. That is one of my favorite quotes because it's so true. For example.
I think I may have one that defines you very perfectly. This is from Tansu. Is at the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are and you know what you want.
Oh yeah, that is definitely me. I'm the kind of person who knows what I want. And when I'm not sure, it drives me crazy.
Of course. So let's move on to the next question. Do you believe in giving people second chances, and why?
Oh yeah, I believe I believe in people. I believe in giving people second chances, because the first time they do something bad, it maybe it's not what it seems like. Maybe you can give the person the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they can improve themselves. Maybe they can change. Maybe they'll grow with that mistake they made on you. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen that often in my experiences, but yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the next question. For what in your life do you feel most graceful?
Graceful as in grateful or like blessed?
Oh my goodness, I did it again.
And what in your life do you feel most graceful? Did I say graceful or grateful? Grateful. Grateful.
Grateful?
Yeah,
grateful?
Grateful.
You said graceful.
I know.
Well, I am grateful generally about things that might happen, small or big, but like specific big stuff, well, I'm grateful that I have my belief again. I'm grateful. Recently, it has been happening very good stuff in my life, and I'm very grateful for that. It's just specific ones I can't really say, but I am grateful to a lot of things. It's hard to say specific, but I think you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I can understand. So let's move on to the next question. What do you hate doing the most?
As in, like, I hate, let me think. Oh, I need to think.
Take your time.
Nothing comes to my mind. What do I hate the most doing? Oh my god, I'm completely blank, but, nothing comes to my mind, honestly. I know there's something, but I can't come up with it. Nothing comes to my mind right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next question. What are you most afraid of?
My fear is that is something that is a Q&A. That is one of the Q&A videos I made. Like, I remember when me and Amy answered questions to people. One person asked what he was afraid of. Like, it was one of my biggest fears. I answered, well, getting raped. You know, like, I would be one of those rape victims.
And I hope that never happens to you.
Thank you.
Seriously, I say that with great sincere.
Yeah, I know.
Well, let's move on to the next question. Have you ever sent someone a text you didn't mean to?
Not that I can think of, but I think more like I probably sent a text when it probably was a misunderstanding or like a miscommunication or they get the wrong idea. But I never sent. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, believe me, I don't remember. Otherwise, I would have told you.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's a really good one. And
yeah.
No, seriously, this is a good one. What food will you absolutely not, under any circumstances, eat?
There's a lot of food. I can't stand salmon. No, bleh. I don't like salmon. No. I'd rather. No, I can't eat salmon.
I like salmon.
Sorry, but I hate salmon. I'm weird.
Is that the only food you don't like?
No, I don't like soup.
What kind of soup?
Mostly broccoli soup or something. I'm just like, no. I hate. What?
Yeah, I don't like veggie soup either.
Yeah, I hate chicken leg. I want to throw up. I can't eat chicken like with a lot of meat. I want to throw. I'm like, no, I can't eat it. I want to throw up.
So what you're saying is you don't like KFC?
And what does that mean?
Means you don't like chicken.
I can't eat chicken. It's not like I can't eat chicken legs. I can't. Or a lot of chicken meat. I can't eat chicken. It's not a lot amount. I can eat chicken bits or something, but not like real chicken like that.
I can
eat chicken bites or chicken pieces or however you say it in English, but yeah.
Yeah, chicken bites or tater tots? No, not really. Chicken tater tots? Maybe?
I don't know.
Possibly. How do you relieve stress?
How do I relieve stress? I'm the kind of person who can't handle stress, but so it's the way for me to handle stress is most likely trying to calm myself down by talking to myself, not like literally, but be like, it's okay, or trying to think rationally. Like, I can't really say how exactly because I'm the kind of person who can't handle stress. I'm very bad at it.
Okay. So I understand that, stress on many other people that, some can endure it and some don't.
Yeah.
And of course, once I heard a quote, it says that I really do stand by it, is that it's like this quote is saying, like, if it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I keep that quote on my head a lot. So, let's move on. What do you want more than anything else in life?
Well, interesting. Happiness. I just want to be happy. Now, I'm not really trying to gain anything right now specifically, but generally all I want is just have a happy life, be happy, and have a meaningful life. Let's just put it that way.
I can understand that, because it's not all about living, but living rightly.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better. Yeah, exactly.
I can understand that. Okay, let's move on to the next question. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be?
Wow, I don't really know, because I'm not the kind of person who travels a lot or know about others other than where I live. So where I live doesn't really matter as long as I can adjust to the life that has in it in the country I might live. It doesn't really matter as long as it's not too dangerous or I don't like the area or whatever.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. If you could do anything for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Well, I'm the kind of person who likes to help people, so it might be confusing, but I do. I would like to help people the best way I can, online or real life.
Usually, you have the same motivation as me. It's like people look at me as I don't know, either two ways, a commentator or an interviewer. And of course, my main goal is not to commentate on the person's viewpoint. The point is that I want to help that individual in any means necessary.
Yeah, I can see that, and your action speaks very well, if I do say so.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, here is a serious question. I'm not gonna lie, right here.
Okay.
Would you drink Gatorade that tastes like lime cucumber?
Is that alcohol or something?
No, imagine Gatorade that tastes like lime cucumber.
No. It sounds like it's green. I don't like green so much, so no. I don't think so.
It's the color mint, but when you drink it...
Hell no! Okay, sorry. When you drink it...
When you drink it, it has this lime flavor, and it also, mostly, it tastes like cucumber.
Yeah, it still sounds it doesn't sound endearing to me. It doesn't sound like my cup of tea, especially if it's mint. I know you said that's not mint, but it sounded like it. I'm like, oh no, not mint. I hate mint.
No, it has the color mint.
I know. When you said mint, I thought you meant like it tastes like mint. When you said it's green, I'm like, nope. But I don't know. Probably, most likely, no.
Okay, what about Gatorade that tastes like gummy bears?
Maybe sounds better. Yeah, why not?
That would be fantastic if they actually ever did make one. I mean, they do have something like that. They do make a Gatorade product that tastes like gummy bears.
And wow, that's a lot of sugar that they put on there.
Yeah, a lot of things. Unfortunately, a lot of things that taste good has either too much salt or too much sugar.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
In that case, the next question will be, what type of food do you eat?
I eat mostly like pasta or rice with like sauce and meat stuff. I like chicken, believe it or not. I like chicken, meatballs, or I eat different kinds. I don't really like green too much. I don't know how else to describe it.
I can understand that. I mean, I'm usually like someone who eats a lot of meat. I like to eat rice better than beans. I usually like to drink something that's more refreshing, and I don't like to drink soda that much, but it is becoming a problem of me of drinking too much soda. So what I have here is that I literally have like this water bottle right next to me.
Okay. Yeah, like soda is something I drink sometimes, but not like daily basis.
I'm not gonna understand that.
Yeah.
You know, you have to keep that balance. Like it, you know, if you want to eat something that's not food, and eat something that has to be healthy for you.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more.
Okay. Here's a very interesting question. Do you hate Jane, also known as Akai Dalia?
I did not expect that question. No, I don't hate Akai. I never did. I never did. I didn't. I didn't think that question was gonna come. That wasn't the expected thing in the interview, not the Q&A. But no, I don't hate Akai. I never did. All I ever wanted to do was call out on what she did bad. That's it. Nothing else.
Interesting. And would you ever speak to Akai one day?
No. Yeah.
Second last question. What's your honest opinion about self-inserts?
I'm supporting it because it's better than OCs. Because I feel like most of the OCs are self-inserts, but they want to hide it and say it's an OC. So self-inserts is better to me than OCs. And of course, because self-inserts are more original than OCs in my opinion, because it represents you. And you are your own originality. So if you put your self-insert into something, you can like put it in a way that is original and genuine because it's you. OCs are harder to create because you have to make it up your own, and not really. Some people are mixing their OCs with themselves, and I really hate when people say this is my OC because most of the time, no, it's your self-inserts. You say it's the self-insert. Just make it easy for yourself.
Okay. I can understand that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with self-inserts. There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree.
It's just the way how you're going to display yourself is another story, but you know.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Okay, so last question. Oh, this is a personal one. What do you think of me as a person after like everything that I try to attempt to basically, you know, mitigate the entire scenario?
As I said to you before, you're a decent person. I can have a conversation with without being like a bad vibe between us. It's like if you feel something different, I can respect that, and same thing with you and me. And we don't have to agree on everything, and that's fine. It happens. There may be something I'm missing, maybe there's something you're missing, and it's good that we can be open-minded about it and not thinking you're right or I'm right. There might be some things you're right. There might be some things that I'm right, but we're not being biased. We're not competing in that way. You and I have some things in common, as in trying to literally gather information and seeing your perspective, my perspective, not anyone else, what they're saying, what they're doing. So it's easy to communicate with you, unlike other people I've been communicating in the past.
Yeah, I can understand that to the fullest. Usually because I know I may or may not seem uncanny. It may seem that way at first because, you know, like not the way how I talk, it's just the way how my OC has appeared in my videos. I don't know if you know this, but my OC is like quite large, and I guess that could intimidate people.
It's whatever for me, really.
Yeah, it's like whatever, but some people actually take it like that. It's like, I can see where you're coming from, but please, like, don't judge my appearance, just judge me as a character.
This is one of my issues with personas online. I understand it's a persona. I understand that people may not bring out everything into the world, online. I get it. But I feel like people are like they're separating their actual personality and making up their persona personality, which I don't agree with. I don't support it because it's deceiving and it's making people believe this is who you really are, when in reality it's not who you are.
Well, I mean, my OC MoonDisc is like literally it resembles me because I don't want to be pretending someone who I am not.
Exactly, and that's fine.
It's just me, It's
yeah.
I just wanted to like live and die as an honest person.
I can respect that, and I totally like what you're saying.
So now that we are in the end of the interview, so tell me, after all that has happened, and you decided to leave the internet for your well-being, to do the things that you want to do now.
Yeah.
And so, what do you see yourself in the future?
Well, I'm thinking I might do something big in the future, but I don't want to say too specific. It's a private thing, but I see something big. It's kind of like now that I left the internet, it's like I feel like I have a lot of possibilities in real life. I feel like internet is too fake, as in like it's hard to tell when it's genuine or not, or real or not. It just sounds real, but doesn't have to mean it is real. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I can understand that, and I'm glad that you have. I'm glad that you have tasks to do while you're away in YouTube.
Yeah, and I don't see the point of me being online, like I said.
What are your final words? Any final words do you want to say before I end this interview?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's anything I want to say that will benefit the audience. I don't, so...
Really?
Nothing? I have nothing to say. Unless, I don't know what to say.
Don't you want any last words before, people want to move on from their lives and you want to move on from your lives? Any quotes? Any memorable quotes?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I can say, do your research? I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Usually the happiness of my life depends on the quality of my thoughts. I think it's best that we all take into consideration is that to live a good life, we all have the potential for it if we learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference.